whether they are engineering background, mathematics background, social work background, literature background, art, so on and so forth, who have been either into absolute sports, a sports person, or have been running programs as NGOs, who have come together in a very like-minded way and promoted the cause of sports, not only absolute sports in terms of sponsoring events, in terms of promoting local sports, but who have gone ahead with the idea of seeing how we can build a culture of sports in India. How we can see when after almost 125 years, we had this tremendous performance in the Tokyo Olympics and had 7 medals. What is the kind of potential that exists in India? And why wasn't it tapped for so many years, wherein we were just aware of hockey as a national game, and apart from cricket, there were games which were not even known. So again, with the kind of revolution that we are seeing and the less emphasis that is still given, whether it is in the schools, whether it is in the colleges, universities, even at the corporate sector, health and fitness is a part of our lives. It is very central to us. So with the whole idea of bringing about a movement wherein stakeholders come together, work together, this initiative has been started. This is a very informal pre-launch meet that we are having. And we would be in touch with one-to-one, we would be in touch with all the stakeholders. And with these ethos of the 10, 12, so far we are having around 37 torch bearers, we call them, who have associated with us with this initiative. So once again, I formally welcome all the 37 torch bearers who have consented to commit themselves to the mission of the Sports Collaborative and who will be working in partnership. And with this dialogue and opening remarks, we open the pre-meet session that we are having today. A very formal welcome to all the participants, Dr. Anil Jaggi, Mr. Gaurav Chaudhary, Dr. Sunita Pachar, who has been working day and night along with the entire team, and we salute her efforts to the entire campaign. Dr. Anil Jaggi, who has been our guiding force, our mentor, resource person, and leading living legend, Mr. Nixon Joseph, whose name alone is enough to inspire millions. We can see his presence, and he has been very kind to bless us and be with us to motivate us further for this mission. We have Mr. Banga joining from London. We have other members joining in. So once again, a very hearty welcome to all of you. And we begin with a small prayer. Let us just have, whether your videos may be off, that is not an issue, but kindly fold your hands as we say a small prayer and offer our blessings, seek blessings from God, and offer this small prayer towards the mission. Shuklam Varadaram Vishnu Shashi Vardhan Chaturbhujam Prasanna Vadanam Dhyaye Sarva Vignopashantaye Shantakaram Bhujgashayanam Padmanabham Suresham Vishwadaram Gaganashadsham Meghvarnam Shubhangam Lakshmikantam Kamalanayanam Yogabhirdhyanagamyam Vande Vishnu Bhavabhayaharam Sarvalokekanatham Vande Vishnu Bhavabhayaharam Sarvalokekanatham. Rub your hands. Fast. And this is the energy we need to have from the global, when we can salute and ring bells and tap the thali for all the warriors working in the COVID times. Why not the energy needed for a sports revolution in India? Now put on your eyes, onto your face, onto your chest, and onto the mission where we are seeking blessings worldwide. Once again, a formal welcome to all the participants. Mr. Manish Sharma, Deep Parenting founder, has joined. So we extend you a very warm welcome and extend a heartiest thanks for joining us. We extend a formal thanks to you, sir, for joining the mission and supporting us. Thank you so much, sir. Anita, could you just unmute Manish Sharma, sir? He's muted. Yeah.
Okay, just 1 minute, Mona.
Good evening, everyone.
Yes.
Good evening, sir. Very nice to have you, sir, here.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you, sir, for joining.
Mona, unmute yourself. Mona, unmute yourself.
We move ahead with the agenda. As you can see on the screen, the agenda is basically to have a common understanding with the kind of objectives of the citizen-led initiative. I'm very happy to share that the last 2 years, in terms of the developments and the beginning that has taken place after a lot of small programs in terms of advocacy workshops, grassroots level interventions, initiatives led by organization like Vasundhara Blessings Foundation, led by Dr. Sunita Pachar, our support as individuals, as advisory board members, as mentors to several collective efforts that have been making, support by Dr. Jaggi, Dr. Devendra Arora from SPA. This started almost on 29th as a formal program, which was the World Summit, which was held on the birth anniversary of Mr. Dhyan Chand, the legendary hockey player. And this is where all these stakeholders informally came together. And we had several speakers invited on the forum wherein we could discuss the issues that come as bottlenecks to our sports person who are performing on the field, their fate in terms of the career that lies ahead. There is everything for a gold medalist. Neeraj Chopra becomes a golden boy of the nation. But what about the person who has lost the bronze by a mark? What are the kind of career prospects we have for those who have lost? And we do have very less companies like Tata who would come forward and take care of those who have lost by marks. So from the kind of perspective where we are looking at the sporting landscape, sports landscape in terms of the infrastructure support, in terms of the investment by corporates, in terms of impacting at scales, and in terms of using it as a social change instrument, to debating the issues both from the side of development organizations, in terms of the kind of strength and resources that lie with the NGOs, in terms of the partnership gap that exists between each one running a similar multiple programs, but in absence of a dialogue, communities suffer. In absence of a dialogue, sports is a medium. If you start by a match between two communities, say for instance in Gujarat, a Rabadi and a Bharwar community, then you find that there is a lot of cohesion, there is a lot of community bonding, and much of the social issues get addressed. So sports, again, if you look at the medium, there is a lot of room for contribution and addressing to embedded issues like gender equality, embedded issues like disability, embedded issues like diversity and inclusion, but only if we change the looking glass or the lens. So again, from the point of view of sustainable development goals, and at the other side, if we try to look into the national governance and the policy initiatives that have taken place by the Honorable Prime Minister of India at the national level, and setting the tone for this format for the pre-launch meet, let me give you a brief perspective of the leadership and governance by Honorable Narendra Modi ji, the then Chief Minister, we have been fortunate enough to work as young social change makers, listening to him in seminars. Of course, I have been associated in writing a book on Patang, which could be endorsed by him then as the Chief Minister way back in 2005. So with the kind of missionary zeal that he has been working and the kind of revolutions brought about in the sporting industry, appointment of dynamic ministers like Rajvardhan Singh Rathod, again from the army background, having best of the veterans, followed by a foresighted visionary person like Mr. Kiran Rijju, and the continued efforts that we have seen. And of course, presently the appointment of Mr. Anurag Thakur, and the multidimensional approach in which they're having a very strategic, transformative approach in giving inputs to the entire approach of youth affairs, culture, and sports. Never have I individually or you or institutionally, we have heard of schemes like TOPS, Target Olympic Podium Scheme. And if in 125 years of governance, we have not been able to encourage our sports person having just one PT Usha at a time, or maybe one person at a time in maybe one of the Asian Games or a Commonwealth Games, then what is it we have been doing at the national level is a big question. Now that we are seeing a light, and now that we are seeing hope in terms of a big revolution, the last one being 19th of February, wherein the Geo World Center has had left a dent in terms of inviting the Olympics committee next year, 2023, for hosting the International Olympic session. I think so time is ripe to introspect ourselves as citizens, and time is also ripe to come together and work towards just one philosophy. When there is havoc, when there is a crisis, people do come together. So when there is prosperity, when there is love around, when there is happiness, why don't they come together? And why do we have United Nations to tell us that leave no one behind? Antyodaya has been the origin of India. Last unto the last man. Have policy which are sensitive and taking care of the needs. Decisions that are made in such a way that you have minimal impact on the last person. And that is how you have all the policies of resettlement, rehabilitations, so that minimum negative impact. So with this kind of background and small advocacy initiatives that we have had across the year, and the last one was with our presence of Nixon Joseph G, a stalwart in the area of corporate social responsibility, National Sports Development Fund contribution by State Bank of India, and an independent thought leadership par excellence. I would not take much time on the forum because we all have stalwarts and guests to be given the platform, and I will be in touch with each one individually, connected with the energy, extending the Zoom invites and sharing your profiles and doing a lot of work at one-to-one level. So once again, very hearty welcome. All the dates have been significant, and that is why if we look back at the video just seen, lean on your dream, just be in the present moment. That is why beautifully past is past, nothing can be done about it. Only the present is a present. Leave about who has come, who has not come, who are the people, there are several things. The mind is always full. The mind is never mindful. And that is where we need to begin with. We need to begin with working on the mindsets. The mission will work only if we are able to manage the mindsets. And it is for seeing that how best we can have a resource intensive strength, a group which is able to work very closely with government, very closely with policymakers. This initiative has started. This is not a Jan Andolan wherein citizens are coming and doing a rally or taking a torch or a jhanda and moving around, saying that, ye jhanda hamara hai, jhanda uncha rahe hamara. Jhanda uncha rahe hamara, उसमें as individuals हम क्या कर सकते हैं, as an institution हम क्या कर सकते हैं, किस cause के लिए कर सकते हैं, और साथ में कैसे मिलकर चल सकते हैं. वो एक अकेला चल पड़ा, मैं उसकी ही कतार हूँ, हाँ मैं भी उनके साथ हूँ. ये देश ये मेरा वतन, ये मेरा घर मेरा चमन, सबका विकास चाहता हूँ बस चमन. वो एक अकेला चल पड़ा, मैं उसकी ही कतार हूँ, हाँ हम भी उनके साथ हैं. This is the citizen spirit with which this initiative is started. Once again, we welcome all the stalwarts, and I request Sunita, Mr. Devendra Arora has joined.
Let me check, Mona. Actually, he is on the way.
So we will have Dr. Jaggi to take over and share about the initiatives and how it has taken shape. As once again, we extend a hearty welcome, and dependent upon the guests who have joined us, we will proceed with the session in terms of who has to leave early and late. And since Mr. Manish Sharma is here, we will have his inspirational message and support to the cause, his inspirational guidance and leadership as a direct connect with a worldwide community and with a strong presence in the South Asian regions. Very important stakeholders, which are the parental coaches. So the founder of DEEP working very closely with schools, very closely with colleges, parents, and children. And that was the reason of having his presence here as a very important influencer and stakeholder. And with the remarkable dent that has been made, especially in the COVID interventions, I was associated closely through the summer camps that we had during the, in the storytelling sessions, and which had massive response from the parents. So it would be a pleasure to listen to him, and we look forward for his support. If we can have Dr. Jaggi followed by Mr. Manish Sharma's message and words. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Mona. And I'll take this opportunity to welcome you all. I can see, that the energy level I forget about the other motivational speech. I always say that Dr. Mona is also very motivational. So, and I'm happy that this movement, you are calling it a citizen-centric movement. So this is led by our powerful ladies, Dr. Mona as well as Dr. Sunita. So congratulations, and definitely we are behind you, and would like to make it successful. As you rightly mentioned that it is a centric, community-centric. Sports is, always very close to my heart. And I'm happy to see that they are very vibrant people from different part of the world. So I will not take too much of time because I want that everybody should give some level of introduction, one line or two line of introduction. And after that, we will continue with some suggestion and some deliberation, and definitely will come out with some kind of roadmap, which is very important. Apart from, as you rightly mentioned, this is not a meeting. We are starting a movement. And I know many faces here, but just my introduction is originally I'm a sports person and venture into IT industry. Then always try to work for the community. So I venture into the CSR and corporate social responsibility. I was part of World Summit on Information Society, which was started way back in Geneva by ITU. So I was part of civil society group for Geneva, and I visited more than 20-25 countries as a visiting scholar in the different universities. And I always compare, whenever I used to go to Australia and other countries, I always see that that sports infrastructure was amazing. So there is no match, right? And when you're saying that India was successful in this Olympic Tokyo Olympic, but if you see the ratio, the population ratio, as well as see the number of medals we are getting, it is not up to the level, right? So we need to change the landscape of sports development in India. And as a civil society group, as an individual, as a passionate sports person, I think this is a very wonderful platform, and would like to see that you have started something like that. I'm proud that I'm also part of it. So what I would say is that maybe that this is my brief introduction, though I have many hats. I would like to invite Sunita ji also, Dr. Sunita, to just say a few words about this program, about yourself, and followed by other people. I will call one by one. Yeah, over to you, Dr. Sunita.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Anil Jaggi. Hello, everyone. A warm welcome on this Sports Collaborative. This is a common platform basically for all the social change makers and the people who are quite passionate about the sports industry, basically. So we welcome you all on this platform, and we would like to request that everybody must participate in this initiative, whatever capacity you people are, like at individual capacity or as an institution. And main focus is on, like, we are promoting the initiatives by the government of India, like Fit India, Mission Shakti, and Khelo India. So if anyone is doing related with these cause in sports industry, so all people are most welcome with their wonderful suggestions and their wonderful initiatives or recommendations. So we once again, on behalf of this platform, we welcome you all. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sunita. And because the name is also very, very powerful, Sports Collaborative. So without collaboration, we cannot move ahead. And you rightly mentioned that SDG is also talking about the goal number 17 is talking about the partnership initiative. So partnership initiative for the sports development, which is not only for the physical, it is for emotional, social, financial, as well as the spiritual development of a person. And it is not only the sports good for the family, it is good for the society, it's a good for the nation. So thank you very much. I would like to invite our wonderful I always watch his posting on the LinkedIn and social media, and in the last talk he mentioned that he started marathon at the age of 45. So it's a amazing thing, and fortunately he's also working in the CSR domain. So how CSR and sports is helping to transform the country in the sports landscape. I would like to invite Mr. Nixon Joseph. Mr. Nixon, are you there?
Yes.
Yeah, please.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Jaggi. And I'm very happy to be part of this sports collaborative. And I today whole day I was a jury member of the social impact challenge of Indian Chamber of Commerce, Kolkata. So I was very tired. I was thinking whether I will participate in this event. But then seeing the energy of Dr. Mona and Dr. Sunita and the passion with which they are driving activities, I was driven to this event. Right? And I feel aside, you told, I entered into sports only at the age of 45. And since then, since I completed almost 53 full marathons, many people used to tell me that I am very inspiring, energetic and all. But I am nothing compared to Dr. Mona and Sunita. That is the thing. And till I entered into this, I cannot tell I am a sportsman. I just liked running marathons. After I entered into it at the age of 45, I will tell you I was an accidental sportsman. And then I began to enjoy it. And only when I participated in this marathon running and went all over India and many parts of the world, I found the benefits accruing from sports. Till that time, I was not knowing. I was thinking, okay, some people who are not good in studies are participating in sports. And those who are good in studies, they will focus on studies and build up their career. Others, those who are not good in sports or have nothing else to do will take part in sports. That is my opinion or view till the age of 45. And I feel that this could be the view of majority of people in India. That is one thing why we think about sports only during Olympic events, or maybe at the World Cup cricket. Only all these times only we think about sports. And sports itself, we think only when we see medals, and our sports activities related to medals only. And if someone doesn't win medals, it is gone. So that is the concept, not only me till the age of 45, many of the people carry. Like even now, I doubt how many parents will compel their children to become sportsmen. If okay, now because of the huge money coming in cricket, etc., people may condone it. But then it is very doubtful if you ask parents what you want your child to be. Very rarely people will tell, I want him to be a javelin thrower or a weightlifter. So that is something. But then once I went into sports, I understood that it gives a lot of benefits. And we are not aware about these benefits. That is another thing. Maybe Sports Collaborative should spread awareness about the benefits of sports. That is something. And afterwards, I came to be in very close contact with Olympians like Abhinav Bindra, Karnam Malleshwari, etc. And then they were telling about the efforts they took to become an Olympian. Like Karnam Malleshwari is telling she was practicing 14 hours a day before winning the medal. So for me and all, I was thinking that they went there in the final round, they got a medal. It is not like that. So much of hard work, so much of discipline, everything has gone into it. But then many of us are not aware about it. We see only the glamour side of sports, the rosy side of winning the medal. And then I attended this one program organized by Abhinav Bindra and Pullela Gopichand, the high performance leadership in sports. So there, all the tutors and faculty, all of them came from Australian Olympians, US Olympians, UK Olympians, all of them came. And there I got a very broad perspective of sports. Like how can you mold a sportsman to be an Olympian? That was the project also we were doing on how to build grassroots level sportsmen. So we were all given different projects. And I was very proud that I had not won any national competition, not even state, not even a district level competition. But I was in the classroom along with the Olympians and international sportsmen, many of them. And then I learned a lot from them. And there I found that if a sportsman, it's not just enough that he is talented. An ecosystem should be built so that he'll be able to win the medals, including mentoring, psychological support, nutrition, and the role of manager. All these things were taught in that course. And I was very happy that I was part of that, and also got motivated by the presence of all other sportsmen. And then since I was in SBI Foundation, I tried to support sports in my own way. Therefore, I tried my best to support some foundations which sportsmen who approached me for support, and we could do it. But I admit that it is very, very difficult to get a project relating to sports sanctioned as a CSR project. It's very, very difficult because board members think that this is only a winning medal. Why we should spend 5 crores of rupees just for 1 person winning medal? What is the guarantee that you will get medal? But here and all, a lot of work has to be done by Sports Collaborative in a way that we can invite many board members and have a session on sports where we can tell sports is not just winning medals.
Exactly,
Sports
sir.
is discipline.
These are the
Sports is learning.
yeah.
Sports is education.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt you, sir. These are the kind of suggestions we seek from the members. Pre-launch meet is just a formal start to this, head start to this.
Yes.
But of course, we have a forum wherein these suggestions would be very constructively channelized. And one is initiatives that you just suggested. This one, as well as other screening of sports-centric films, whether it's Chak De India together or a Dangal maybe. And the philosophy, we can watch so many, and in sports club, this is the trend. We have IPLs together. Either become a medalist or maybe watch and inspire your children to become one. And we can see how it leads to human excellence, performance in your studies, performance in your field of work, whichever area that you are associated. So maybe trying to give a turn in terms of what kind of excellence and social transformation brings.
Yes.
And so these
yes, I will, yes. I'll just take only 1 more minute.
Yes, sir.
When Karnam Malleshwari was submitting a proposal for supporting her foundation, she has a foundation in Haryana where she is mentoring so many girls from, almost 100 girls from marginalized families to become weightlifters. She was telling that I missed the gold medal in, I forgot the year, I lost it in Australia. In 2024 Olympics, I will see that gold medal comes to India. And then she is mentoring around 100 girls. So I was, when she supported, then I asked her, if you train 100 girls, maybe only 1 will get a medal. So how will I convince my board that for 1 medal, which is probable medal, that is also not guaranteed, though she is assuring that we will get, how will I convince my board? She was telling 100 girls from marginalized families, I'm giving them good nutrition, giving them academic support, taking them to good schools. In turn, I am bringing out 100 disciplined citizens. So the CSR fund is not for bringing the medal, but for supporting discipline, bringing out very good citizens, inspiring others, all these things. So all these, we have to make the board members of various corporates aware. And why many are not coming to sports is because there is no career growth. Except for the medalist, there is no career growth. So whoever misses the medal or whoever is above certain benchmarks, we have to make for recognizing them and also giving them something like pension. Because many people after winning medals and all, people forget them after the winning day. So these are things which will show that there is a career in sports. And apart from that, a lot of opportunities are there in sports when a sports policy is implemented, like maintaining the sports stadiums, coaches, managers, psychologists. So many opportunities are there related to sports. We are not aware of it. I hope that Sports Collaborative will be a platform to spread awareness about sports. We have similar organizations elsewhere, but I don't see so much of awareness programs or activities happening after 1 or 2 weeks. Maybe COVID would have been one reason, but I'm sure that with the energy of the persons here, it's going to be a great movement. Thank you.
So thank you, Mr. Nixon. That's a wonderful, to listen to your enlightening talk. My humble request to all of you is because first session is just a brief introduction, and maybe that in the second round we will ask for the suggestions. So can I invite Mr. Amit Malik if he's there? Amit ji, can you start with your introduction and the languages that Hindi or English or any other language?
It is a comfortable session. Bilingual, please use comfort of the language that you are versed with. And Jaggi ji, we just have one request from Dr. Nitin Shah, since he has a physiotherapy session. In case Sunita, he has joined, he can give his comments. And as Nixon ji has just shared that, we are looking for a very strong forward integration. Yes. We are having the support of people worldwide. We are having Mr. Dela joining. Mr. Bhanga is there from London. Mr. Mihir is there from Baroda. Mr. Nilesh Cholkar is there, a sports person who has started his career and has been one of the veterans working with Bank of Baroda. We would have love to listen to his story. So these things would follow. But I'm very happy to share as a representative of the Sports Collaborative India is that the dialogue and the developments that are happening here has been communicated to Sports Authority of Gujarat. Gujarat is led by Mr. Harish, Mr. Harshit Sanghvi, and his PA has been associated with us, and they have shown a very positive, constructive consent in terms of having a close dialogue. And Mr. Arjun Singh Rana, I publicly make this announcement, having spoken to him over the telephone this afternoon, that next week we will be having a discussion and how we could move ahead in terms of capacity building initiatives. So once again, I request, number is not at all a concern here. Number is not going to bother us here. Our only aim is to have a very resource intensive group which is able to move ahead with the advocacy initiatives and which works very closely with the business sector at one end, with the NGOs, and very strongly with the government, which needs a strong hand-holding so that we are able to reach out to the people, whether it is for sports leadership amongst the women, or it is para sports, or it is community sports, preschool sports. So there would be a continuous series of workshops that we will be having. We are planning to meet twice in a month. One would be for the forward linkages with the various respective governments. This is just an innovative model for demonstration nationwide in terms of how a collective could be started by diverse stakeholders spread across north to south and east to west, and how the leadership and the participation could matter in terms of immediately clicking on to the local and the state connects in terms of influencing the decision makers. So next week, we are having good support from the Vice Chancellor, Swarnim Gujarat Sports University, Mr. Arjun Singh Rana. And again, we will be having a hybrid meeting wherein all the torchbearers with an exceptional contribution, participation, and who matches the zeal of this energy of this group would be there, open to participate. And this is what is the mission all about. There are certain guests who would, want to maybe be tied with time. So Dr. Nitin Shah has suggested, his message be conveyed first. On behalf of Heart Foundation and Research Institute, Dr. Nitin Shah is, Sunita, he has joined?
Let me check, Mona, just 1 minute. No, I think he is not there, Mona.
Okay, so when in case he joins, then we will be able to take up first. We can begin with Manish Sharma sir is here, and then Anil sir can moderate the discussion one by one. Manish Sharma sir is our esteemed guest. He has consented to be with us, though directly he is into the parenting landscape, influencing both as a social change maker and sir, my personal mentor, guru, guide. And we also have his very close associate, Manish Sharma ji, Mr. Alok Hurra is staying in the same society with you in Neelkant Villa in Ahmedabad. Sunita, could you just unmute Manish ji?
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, Mr. Hurra is also his close associate working, staying here. So we are very fortunate, sir, to have your presence here. And we look forward to your comments, insights, how we could have collaborative partnerships, and to your leadership and experience, sir. The floor is yours. Influence us, communicate with us, guide us. And so you are our esteemed torchbearer. A formal invite to you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks a ton. And I'm thankful for this. I'm grateful that I'm part of this citizen-led program, Sports Collaborative. And when you invited me, Mona ma'am, I was into that apprehension that if it is citizen-led, what all things we can do since we are not in power. So we can definitely have an intention to grow, to help people, intention to bring in some this. But beautifully this explained, and we got to know that what all dimensions are there, which can be channelized for a common objective. So something to add on, which I think, because I've been into, since into parenting I am, so talking about child development and all, this is one big this area where we talk about I think we are moved from a time when we were asking our kids to come back home from the playgrounds. We were pushing them, come back. Now we are pushing them to go in those grounds. this is the scenario. That's a big change which we have seen. There are multiple reasons. I think it is not only the screens and media which is playing. At the same time, I think there are people, those who can do, but they are not doing. So if this program, this sports collaborative or any citizen-led program, if we come forward, if we make people mindful about their responsibilities, there can be a big change. Today, I think goals of this young generation that got entirely changed. Nobody is looking to be a sports player or looking the career. Why? Because these new applications, new platforms has misled them. Their goals are different now, meaningless. Many a time they are spending their time on something which is not at all this valuable and important. I think this is one area which I can suggest, that if we all, or we can bring more people, those who are influencers, if they can address people, they can run a narrative where they will be highlighting the importance of sports, and also bringing some people, those who are veterans in sports or those who are youth icons, coming and taking the responsibility of guiding them. I'm sorry, but the fact is, you must have experienced it. Today, these are youth icons in sports are advertising mobile apps. They're advertising betting apps. So surprisingly, there's no control on them. Responsibility that they are not taking anyways, but there's nobody to tell them or to guide them on this. This can be another area where we can, if we run a narrative in a way of a movement, a big movement, things may change, and their influence matters a lot. Somebody who has already made a career in sports, if they speak, they tell people to go and then and spend time in ground, it makes a lot of difference. So we can do, but at least we can do something to make them responsible. This can be
Manish,
one
sir,
area.
just a minute. Just a minute, sir. Sunita, can you just check on the waiting room? I'm getting messages. Certain people want to be let in. If you can just check on the waiting room internally, please.
Sure, ma'am. Yes, Manish, sir, please.
Okay. So this, I think, can be one area, and we are a big group of parental coaches working in 16 different countries, and approximately 780 coaches we have in India only. Across all cities, almost all cities, states, we have good presence, and they all are working in the similar area. This is one of the area where they speak, and we can bring in some common content which will be on this topic only, where they will speak in schools. They do some programs on. So through this synergy, we can, through this link or relation, we can bring some common of this content on this, which they will be running. We can do it, Dr. Mona.
Yes, sir, certainly we look forward. And sir, another area is, since the parenting coaches are working very closely with toddlers and preschoolers, and then the primary sections and all, is the preschool sports, sir. Much of the time it is introduced after first or second standard.
Yeah, true.
By the time, that in terms of their robustness, in terms of the preparedness, mental agility that is required. So the tender the age the sports is introduced, whether at home, making it a daily habit. It could be a yoga session, it could be some kind of relaxation, it could be playing indoor carom board or anything that is there, but developing elements which
absolutely. Even if young age parents are conscious about it, then even many a time they miss that effective age of joining the game. Many a time, maybe they think of like the child, even sometimes they think of getting into a game and their effective age is gone. If we start early, we get into game early. Another area where we can help is sports psychology, where if we have some students, we have experts in our team, those who are especially expert at this domain.
So Dr. Sunita, especially for educational interventions and linkages with sports in terms of, building emotional resilience, parent-child relationship, this would be one very strong area where we could have the expertise of the parenting coaches for emotional, mental wellness of both. Because ultimately it is, we give them the habit of being hooked to the gadgets. And then when we put the counselor saying that, he or she is addicted to the mobile. But then since we all are so much of stressed, it is just, bursting our stress on the child and then getting the same energy back. You give the of energy to the child, sit with him, talk to him. He's going to lovingly come back to you, attend to him. With the moment you try to ignore because of your complexities and issues at the workplace, the same agitation and anger the child yells out. So sir, we will have a very significant contribution under your leadership and with the support of the parenting coaches. And thank you so much, sir, for your insightful message, though at one-to-one level and from the policy perspectives and initiatives. We will come back to you, sir, in a very planned and systematic way. Sir, thank you for your esteemed
presence. Thank you, ma'am. Thanks.
Dr. Nitin Shah is tied with time and he has joined. So if we can have him.
Yes, Dr. Mona, he is there. We can call him.
Yeah. Good evening, Dr. Nitin Shah. For the participants, Dr. Shah, Nitin Shah, can you please unmute yourself?
Yeah.
हाँ सर, थोड़ा कैमरा एडजस्ट करिए, कोई नहीं, हम बच्चे हैं आपके.
नहीं बच्चे तो है नहीं. You are also very grown.
Yes sir, थोड़ा yeah. Now we are having the blessings. We are having the blessings of stalwart in the field of health and wellness. Sir has been very kind to again grace this occasion with his kind presence. I have worked with him very closely, though for a very short time because the COVID separated us, and we had to stay safe first. And then the institution. So there was a flexible option given to me to work from home. Sir has been kind enough. Now let me share a brief before he spends 2 minutes in terms of how our association could work. Sir is a leading cardiologist, a preventive diabetologist, and a founder, Heart Foundation and Research Institute, Nitin Shah Charitable Trust, industrialist, and associated very closely with the Arvind Lalbhai Group. There has been tremendous contributions by Heart Foundation Research Institutes, beginning from diagnostic health medical checkup camp to promoting medical research. I'm not going into the details of the programs, but from financial assistance for infrastructure capacity building of medical institutions, hospitals, local grassroots level NGOs, to capacity building initiatives of innovative programs. Like we are having several, food and cultural fest. I have never seen the kind of frequency with which he is promoting the fairs. By he, I mean the Heart Foundation and Research Institute, wherein we are having the stalls led by the blind and the other physically challenged persons, institutions. So again, this is the kind of encouragement that is given, the kind of philosophy and the kind of association to support the areas where there is a vulnerability, where there are certain risks, where there are certain gaps in terms of the resources, and such institutions like the Blind People's Association, several NGOs working in Ahmedabad are funded, assisted, and guided by the Heart Foundation Research Institute. Two massive premium institutes like IIM Ahmedabad. Heart Foundation is also assisting Public Health Institution of India. He's the patron, he's the founder member, and he's been very closely working with Dr. Mavlankar, supporting various health and other dimensions in terms of promoting research, in terms of promoting infrastructure development for the cause of education and research. Sir, we are honored to have your presence, though he's tied with time as well as his health. Some physiotherapy sessions are going on, but in wavelength, in support to Dr. Sunita, to VBFT, sir has been kind enough. During the COVID interventions, there were many series of initiatives which were supported by Heart Foundation, and the institutional award for COVID warrior leadership has been conferred on Heart Foundation Research Institute since our association started. So we are very happy to have you with us, sir. And from the preventive health and wellness, we are talking about mental health, but let not mental health issues arise at all. So with this perspective of investment reorientation towards sports, and sports as a mean towards better health and fitness, sir has been kind enough to give his consent, and the pre-launch meet of Sports Collaborative India, let me formally announce, has been supported and sponsored by the Heart Foundation Research Institute led by Dr. Nitin Shah. Sir, we are very honored and thank you for supporting us and helping young social change makers commit to the cause. We seek your blessings first, sir, and then we assure you that we would have several series of initiatives which is aimed at capacity building and boosting sports, building a culture of sports at the grassroots level by very strong advocacy initiatives with the business development groups as well as the citizens initiative. So thank you, sir, and over to you for your message to the missionaries.
सबसे पहले तो good evening to all young people and dynamic people, right? Not I am old, still I am 78, but still I am working from 11 o'clock to 7 o'clock. पहले मैं बता देता हूँ स्पोर्ट्स में क्या हुआ. मैंने शॉर्ट में गुजरात का लेडीज को इकट्ठा करके टीम बनाया, 30 teams, and they have played 2 days cricket in Ahmedabad. In inauguration, they have called me. I have gone. They said, sir, just have a 1 ball inauguration. मैंने बोला अच्छा है, तो मैं गया और बैट लगाने गया तो गिर गया. तभी second month I am on my bed, but still I am working. Anyway, it is just passing way that I am very much interested in health and wellness and sport. And any support, Sunita Ben, you are doing financially and morally, I will be there in your company or your trust or your any object or other thing. I will be the first person, that means the Heart Foundation, and I have many trusts. Public Health Foundation, I am doing a lot of work for public awareness, education, sports medicine, nowadays.
Yes. And Dr. Sunita and all the participants, sir is not only promoting sports, absolute sports, promoting women's sports, because I have attended some of the events sponsored. He's also promoting in a very big way literature, art, culture. So again, from the point of view of recreation, rejuvenation, all the artists, and one of the very good artists that we have, Miss Purnima Basu, sir. Sir, am I right? Miss Priyanka Basu.
Priyanka Basu and Anita, no. Sorry.
Dr. Mithali Nag. Yeah. So wonderful programs in terms of holistic, how the society can have a recreation, how we could promote local artists. So over a period of 1 year's time, I have seen diversified programs being supported by sir. And one of the major programs is the Udgam Women Achievers Award, which he has been blessing, which he has been guiding. And Dr. Mayur Joshi is also here. So we look forward for his support to a new set of sports interventions. And sir, we are very thankful for you for this kind gesture individually and as a sports collaborative. I would request Sunita also to share a few words before sir.
No, Sunita Ben, really heartiest congratulations. You are making really great thing.
Thank you so much, sir. And aapka blessing chahiye. And we would say it is a teamwork. Not only Sunita, not only VBFT, we all are doing a lot of efforts here. Dr. Mona is there, Dr. Anil Jaggi is there, and Parinji is there. All team members are there here today.
I would like to meet all the people in Ahmedabad.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir, for your gracious presence here. Thank you so much.
Right. All the best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Over to you, Jaggi, sir. Yeah. Dr. Jaggi.
Yeah. Thank you. It's wonderful to listen to Dr. Nitinji. And he's on the bed, and that the kind of spirit he has is always motivational, action for all of us. So thank you, sir. And I would like to invite Mr. Manish Sharma ji has done Mihir Sabnis. Mihir ji, are you there? Would like to have your introduction as well as your suggestion. Very brief, because we are running short of time.
Yeah, Dr. Jackie, I just take the liberty.
Yeah.
Mihir, are you there? Mihir Sabnis?
Maybe we can invite Mr. Nilesh.
Yeah. Sir, we can go ahead with Nilesh Cholkar ji and followed by Sanjay Badlani, sir, because he at this point in time is in US. So we can Nilesh Cholkar from Baroda. And Nilesh Cholkar ji, a very again good evening, and on behalf of all the participants, a warm welcome for sparing your time for being with her and connecting all the dots in terms of yourself being a sports person, going to the channel which is the official, talking about your career prospects. And sir, it is a real life experience that this collaborative would like to document And of course, with the kind of entrepreneurial ideas and initiatives that you are in, which are in the offing, this would be a delight to listen to you, sir. A heartiest welcome on behalf of the Sports Collaborative. Over to you, Nilesh Cholkarji.
Yeah, and Dr. Mona, we can request everyone, please turn on your camera so we all can connect together. Like it is nothing like that. Yes.
So thank you, Dr. Mona. Thank you, Dr. Sunita, and good evening, everyone. It's really my privilege to be part of this group because my life has been as a sportsman only right from the beginning. At the age of 5, my parents sent me to an institute called Gujarat Krida Mandal in Baroda. At that institute, we started playing Langadi. So Langadi is the basic sports and it is outdated nowadays. So
Nilesh, I was just sharing with our core team in the afternoon that, you know, these kind of initiative which I thought, and we would have not known unless we would have connected through this forum. Though we are associated at a distance, how the revival of traditional Indian sports and the kind of initiatives by a sports academy that is in the offering and planning. So we are very fortunate that God has made us the medium through this connect to learn about such entrepreneurial insights and you know, spirits with which the new sports academies are going to revive the traditional sports.
Yeah, thank you. So Langadi is the basic sports and nowadays it is outdated. So we are going to start this academy. It has been delayed because of this COVID. So we began at Langadi. After that, we went to Kabaddi and then to Kho-Kho. And I joined Bank of Baroda under sports quota as a Kho-Kho and cricket player. In 1982, when the Asian Games were in India, Government of India released sports quota in public sector undertakings and several sportsmen were taken. And at that time, the criteria for getting into the job was first class in 10th standard, second class in 12th standard or graduate. So I was not a graduate. I was in the first year, but I had first class in 10th standard. Plus I had the required qualifications as a sportsman that were required by the institute. And accordingly, I joined bank. So this sports, being a sportsman, besides winning medals and all those things and performing, it gives you a capacity to overcome failures. Now, I was associated with sports right from the age of 5, and I failed in 12th standard, failed in first year BSc. But because I had this connection with sports, I had this support of sports, I could overcome both the things. After I joined Bank of Baroda, I played for Bank of Baroda for 25 years. From the age of 20 till the age of 45, 50, I was active. And till the 2014, I played continuously. I was active in sports. So what happens? We are just concentrating on medals and all those things. But sports is something that teaches you. And this initiative of ours, we have to send people, young boys and girls, young kids towards sports. Otherwise, their capacity to think, their capacity to overcome difficult situations won't be developed. And one thing I would like to stress that our initiative should go with studies also. When I joined Bank of Baroda, when I was a young cricketer, to play for the Ranji Trophy, you have to pass through certain stages. First, you have to play under 19 in the school level, then you play university, then you play Ranji Trophy. And people from university go to Ranji Trophy. But the present bunch of cricketers, it's not something that I have criticized, but it's something that I observe. They have not gone into university. No one has got, majority have not got a college degree. And what happens? The parents, they send them to cricket. And when they send them to cricket, they lose everything about studies. Previously, that was not there. Sunil Gavaskar played excellent university cricket. That's why we came to Indian cricket team. Ajit Wadekar started playing cricket after SSC. And then he was a general manager in the State Bank of India. So cricket and your academics went parallel. The same thing is not available nowadays. And the institute where I played, where I earned my bread and butter, it used to promote sports like anything. There was Bank Sports Board. There were Indian Bank Association looking after sports. But nowadays, today itself, I met the general manager of Bank of Baroda in a function. And I told her that during our times, we used to travel throughout India playing for bank. And nowadays, the bank employees, they work. They don't have any sports activities. Azharuddin was a player from State Bank of India. He played for State Bank of India. And this sports culture was such. Anshuman Gaikwad is in Baroda. And after playing for India, the second day, if VSFC had a match with Bank of Baroda, Anshuman Gaikwad will be ready on the ground playing representing GSFC against Bank of Baroda. So that was the culture. Sports was played just for the commitment. Whatever was learning, commitment was there. And this initiative, I'm really happy because my mission in life is that this even everyone should have this sports benefits, the sports what we say experience. That otherwise he won't develop as a person.
True,
Personality
very
development is not necessary that one should have become a medal winner or one should play IPL. But when you play the game at certain level, when you follow the rules, a certain type of discipline comes into you, and you are able to encounter tough situations with a stiff upper lip. And really, this our initiative should be like that only. The Olympic slogan: the glory of Olympic Games is not in victory, but in the taking part like a man. So this sports initiative of ours should be based on that only. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Nilesh ji, with establishing the right content as well as the context in terms of benefits of sports to the physical wellness, to the mental wellness, very importantly, especially in the stressful, turbulent times, to the emotional resilience.
Yeah.
That is what is required. Kisi ne kuch bol diya, oh my God, the two people cannot connect. How do you expect, 12 people to connect at a time when they don't have the kind of emotional resilience? The person has said it has nothing to do with me. I have caused the hurt myself by thinking and rethinking and rethinking. And that is what sports does. And that is why you hug your losers, the ones who has lost the match, because when you play the game, you focus on playing the game and not winning or losing. And that is why you win the game.
Yeah.
And you have lost, you are compassionate to them. And that is why it in the true spirit of sportsmanship, you hug them, you motivate them, you give them the resilience to strive and give the strength that is needed for the next match. It could be a competitive sports like rugby, or it could be a football match. And that is the kind of, sportsmanship we need to have in social institutions and organizations. Learn the intricacies and the advantages sports can do. I would say not only for human resource development, but even organization health and good organization behavior, in terms of working with people from different mindsets together by putting aside your ego, he-go, she-go, and seeing that how work becomes a joy. Because I'm from a humanities background, social work background. Two people, the moment there is an argument, there is a debate, one drops out, group, you leave the group. Why? Have a dialogue, do a counseling session, come together, work together. So we are talking of not only the sport, physical and mental health, but we are also talking of the spiritual power that we can draw in terms of meditation, yoga, and moving on to the emotional and spiritual wellness. Thank you so much, sir, for your perspective here. And the Langdi initiative, as well as benefits of sports to personality development, human resource development. We will be inviting you as a resource person, and your guidance and support, sir, we seek through this collaborative. We are all connected through the Sports Collaborative WhatsApp group, which so far has around 7 members in spirit, and there are several torch bearers who are guiding worldwide, hoping to join us in several forums. And that is why this is a pre-launch meet. These are going to be very informal, open discussions wherein nothing is going to bother us. Only thing is going to bother us is our mission. And we want those 5, 10, 2, because one would be left alone. So with this philosophy of leaving no one behind, we would want at least 2 people committed to the cause, and the rest will follow. वो एक अकेला चल पड़ा, सब उसके साथ है.
Can I add one more thing?
Yes, please, sir.
How this sportsman, being a sports person, has helped me as my duties as a branch manager. I was a branch manager for. So whenever any staff member was on leave, I didn't grumble anytime. I used to sit at his place, various place. When the cashier was not there, I used to be in the cash cabin. When the clerk was not there on the counter, I used to be at the counter. So there was no grumbling. I used to manage those situations. I had learned all these things because I was a player, a cricket player, and I could manage. So many people, my customers used to say, sir, you never complain. But I never complain because that is my way. Because complaining won't get me a better thing. The situation won't improve. I used to manage all those situations. And that's because I had been a sportsman. Thank you.
Very true, sir. And these are live small incidents, analogies that we're talking about. I see my daughter is 8 years old, And since she has joined skating, and they are given 5 intensive round of running before they actually, start skating, and the kind of, endurance strength training. So it becomes very natural for her to climb the stairs, where there is other set of people who are not into any basic sports, and they feel like the classroom is at the 2nd floor. So that is not expected of young children.
Yeah,
The indirect benefit of sports, introduction of sports at a young age, all these are transformational changes that needs to be felt only if we have better sports advocates to come forward and connect the dots. Thank you so much, sir, for your important perspectives.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nilesh ji, and I'm
Sir,
happy
we can have
to,
Sanjay Badlani, sir, senior personnel from.
yeah, you can
Very nice
invite
to have him, and if we can hear his views, Dr. Sanjay Badlani, sir, and your whole perspective to the concept of sports and sports for social good.
Good evening, everyone.
So we invite you formally.
Yeah, I'm Sanjay Badlani, worked in corporate sector, and I'm very happy to be associated with this sports collaborative movement. It's very nice, and as everyone accepts that sports is having a lot of inbuilt characteristics to develop a human personality. And it is rightly said that earlier we were associated with non-organized sports like Tangdi and all others things.
Very
and
true.
After a certain period of time, especially in our generation, people have lost interest in sports, and they are only for studies, and always study. Although sports gives a health perspective also. So I feel that every person, at least one sports one should have, so that he is healthy and physically fit. So this initiative will definitely drive to inculcate these things, and slowly things are coming in shape, and people are conscious about their health and well-being, and things are shaping, but still more awareness or more benefits have to be told to people so that they move. I remember in our days of schooling, there was to be a PT class. Before studies start, we used to stretch our arms and all, which presently has lost. So things with this initiatives, things will come in shape if people understand, and definitely it is a giving lot of qualities if one is indulge in any sports, like teamwork, his concentration, discipline, all everyone has talked about it. So it has a tremendous benefit, and it's a real cause to be taken forward, and more people be associated, and things like that.
Yes, sir, rightly, as we are associated.
I'm not basically a sports person, but I really like this thing, and I feel that this is very important. At least every person, every child should have at least one sports with his passion, and it will give a lot of indirect benefits.
Very true, sir. Very true. Especially, sir, a lot of potential for CSR investment towards boosting local sports. Because again, there are funds which are unspent, which goes, and there is lack of area which needs to be coordinated. So a lot of potential for quality social interventions for CSR investments. Thank you for your perspective, sir. Dr. Sunita, Ujjwal Vanga is there, and he has to leave for London. I request Ujjwal Banga, can you just unmute yourself and share your message? He has been a sports enthusiast, basically from India, now residing in London. Yes, Ujjwal, welcome on the forum, and to have you. And we are all classmates, sharing after so many years being on the common platform, though associated informally. And he looks forward to associate and contribute in varied capacities to the mission. Thank you, Ujjwal, for joining, and we look forward to your message.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Mona. I'm so much I don't know how I can say that I'm with you all today. And I'm really sorry, actually, I came to Nottingham, actually. I'm just going to start. And that's why I thought I'd ask you. So it's a great, great opportunity for everyone, actually. Like you all are working together. So I have a lot of dreams.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
That is where it is. The citizen need to have the right kind of spirit. Just for
Exactly.
Participants, when we have several people saying best of luck going, still we give call to our grandparents, our relatives abroad. Why do we give that call? That se bas aapka aashirwad chahiye. Exam ke din hame sabka aashirwad chahiye hota hai, because it is those blessings and the vibes which work wonders. Friends, this is an experience I'm sharing, a very personal experience. It is the vibes that connect us, and energy is all that is. Those who have taken the pains to join, there are people who have not been able to be present physically, that is fine. So far as the right kind of energy is being given to the mission, there are 10 people here, but we have got very good support from the Vice Chancellor, Sir Swarnim Gujarat Sports University. Harsh Sangvi is there. So I am equally charged, and I need 100 people with us who would be associated, because that is the kind of electronic magnetic force is already there. So again, we need to just have this part of the collective that needs to grow, multiply. We need to increase our network, and we are having very good support, and Gujarat already leading with the developmental model for so many years, and with very young and dynamic sports person. So again, from different parts of the people, I'm sorry that we are having somebody being connected since it is at a different time zone, but definitely on the second meet, we will have a more close discussions, and it will be more informal, where we would be coming back with many initiatives that are there. Since you are tight with time, Ujjwal Banga, you can proceed ahead. Thank you so much. And on behalf of the Collaborative, we extend heartiest thanks.
No. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ujjwal. Bye-bye. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Yes, Sunita, you can. Paritosh Sehgal we are having. Yeah. Mr. Paritosh Sehgal. Can we have message from Paritosh Sehgal? Sunita, if you can.
Yes, he is there, Mona. Yes.
Yeah, no, but can he just unmute himself? Paritosh Sehgal, can you please share your message? What about Shashikant Sharma ji? Dr. Devendra Arora?
He is actually on the way. We got message from Dr. Devendra.
Okay. Shashikant Sharma ji, are you there? Because I'm not checking with the participants.
No, he's not there. Paritosh ji is here. So we
So we can have the participants. So Pareen Makadia ji is there. And sir, your presence enough is inspiring for us. Let us have your message. Badlani ji, Pareen Makadia ji is heading ISO to 2400 plus, basically sustainability led and sustainability driven organizations, and just exactly where it is needed. Sustainable procurement and supply chain. And we have been addressing these issues that so far as it is CSR, okay, my company, my workers, my contractors, but what about the suppliers? What about the vendors? So with this perspective of sustainability, and with the kind of conviction that he has in terms of not only promoting sustainability to strengthen the business response to society, business contribution towards a better planet, towards responsible consumption, towards responsible recycling, and towards ensuring that we have the reduce, recycle and reinvest kind of an approach. He's having this sustainability driven certifications. I would request Pareen Makadia, from the point of view of sustainable sports initiatives, if you could share your experience and the missionary and the visionary zeal that you have. We request your comments, sir, because it is the energy that you have for sustainability required for transformative sports initiatives. Pareen Makadia ji, please.
Okay, Mona, we got message from Paritosh ji. Actually, we have to unmute him. Just 1 minute.
Yeah, Hema and Parin sir also is he's muted.
Yes, yes, just 1 minute. Let me check.
Both of them, and you can.
Yeah.
There are a few.
I have unmuted myself, but maybe for Paritosh ji, you may have to do it. I don't know.
Okay, okay. Yeah, let me check.
Yeah, let's do Paritosh ji first. I can do even next time. So I'll be a regular member. So don't worry about me.
Yes, Paritosh ji, can we have your message quickly?
Yes, Paritosh ji, you can unmute yourself. Yes.
It is fine, Sunita. We can have Parin ji. Once he's active, we can take his comment. So then, Parin ji, aap unmute kar lijiye.
Okay. Yeah, thank you very much for inviting me. It is a great opportunity. See, I am into sustainability, but when I used to live in India, I used to play cricket, and I used to play good enough cricket for myself, to my satisfaction, not to others. So that was my connection. My son plays basketball, and we regularly spend roughly around 3 hours a week on basketball. So that is not his dream to become a basketball player, but he likes it, he loves it, and he does relatively good in basketball. And that's why we support him, because it makes him physically fit, mentally fit, and the fitter you are, the better you will perform in your studies. And he's doing exceptionally well as far as studies is concerned, and that is the result is because of the sports fitness. So as far as the sports is concerned, and I am concerned, so my CSR to the sports will be to promote the sports, sports academies or sports initiatives, or any kind of sports related CSR activities, which we are trying to build on a website right now. So if those kind of initiatives are there, we'll give them a 100% free.
Parinji, just 1 minute. Sunita, there are two issues. Paritosh is not able to unmute himself. He's saying that the host is not allowing you to unmute. And the second message is from Dela Avier. In case he is waiting because he has joined from Ghana, you can just check in the waiting room if you could be allowed. These two issues can address. Meanwhile, Parin sir, you could continue.
Yeah, sure. Let's check.
So hopefully I'll be able to advertise the sports related activities, initiatives, organizations. And if they are into free activity like a charity, then we'll like to do it for everything for free. And if they are not into charity, we'll try to give some exclusive discounts to those guys who are associated with especially this particular group. That okay, you are a part of this group, so you get 90% discount or a token money of 100 rupee or something, so that we don't say it is free. We can give everything free to charities. We can give free to any non-profit initiatives. So this will be my contribution to sports in coming months.
Thank you so much, sir. This is what we are looking forward for individuals from institutions.
Yes, Mona, it's okay, right? We all can understand if we are at home. So different things are also going on. It's just take it easy. It's nothing like that.
That is what I'm saying. So we are having different response from organizations which are falling short of the communities where they want to reach. So that is the kind of response coming us, that can you get us the communities where we could promote a program? Like we had, as I was sharing with Sunita, there is a foundation which runs a very good innovative Buddy for Study program. Buddy for Study program is wherein there is a sports person who's active, and then again he's looking forward to influence and motivate others. So there is a Buddy for Study kind of a program, which like we have the peer group initiatives. So again, they are looking for grassroots levels which could connect them. So again, these are the kind of linkages we are trying to establish at one side, forward integrations, and there would be many things that would be taking up, because in 1 hour meet, of course, we cannot very thinly have the discussions. So Parinji, sir, we look forward for your continued support, as is to all other sustainability talk series, dialogues, and now moving on to the networking. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, you're most welcome, Monaji. And this is what I'm trying to aim to support, at least especially charities, non-NGOs, who are basically non-profit initiatives. They need a extra, I would say, visibility to the world.
Another request I had, Sunita, since we have now almost a small close group, which has formally stayed back, because, we are always stressed. If you just try to remove the, stress को आप थोड़ा सा change कर दो और STR को हटा के WEL लगा दो, तो stress हो जाता है wellness.
Yes.
You become, if you just remove the STR part of it and add the WELL. So wellness and stress goes together. The messages that we are getting is, I have to leave. Do you want me? Do you want in? Do you want out? So people are looking into what's next, what next. So we need people who are able to spend some time, share some time. जो भी कर रहे हैं, 1 घंटा देना है, 15 मिनट देना है, जो भी करना है, अच्छे से करना है. And then if we have that kind of an input, that yes, there is a ministry who's coming forward, who are the 4 people who would join the advocacy team? And are they competent enough? Or are they well versed so far as the objectives of the sports collaborative is concerned? And once again, if they try to pose the faith and confidence in the sports collaborative body, then would we be able to sustain it long? And that is the kind of accountability and responsibility that lies with the group, not just coming together in terms of spirit, but in terms of the kind of energy that is required towards getting and becoming an output-oriented, impact-creating collaborative in its true sense. And slowly this would come as people join, as people try to find meaningful, association in terms of the work, in terms of the initiatives. And I'm very happy to share that Gujarat, since the Future Ready Progressive Policy they have shared, the deadline is tomorrow. This information has been shared in the group. And since we have already spoken to them, there would be around 20-25, though in the forum we are having around 14 to 15 who have joined earlier. Some of you have left, but around 37 people who have initially joined the campaign, supporting us, and with strong support of people like Dr. Jaggi and all who are going to take up this initiative forward. Dr. Devendra Arora has been traveling from Lucknow, is on way. So there are certain practical reasons for which they may have not been able to join at this point in time. With the announcements that would be made, there would be a lot of scope for these resource persons to contribute. Like Nilesh Cholkar ji talking about the benefit of sports. So now our connect would really be in terms of constructive association. Like Badlani sir, if we are having, a corporate, maybe a CSR heads of organization and advocacy workshop, which is meant for them. So maybe as an influencer, or maybe with the kind of link that we need to establish in terms of looking at sports, which is almost at the lowest pedestal. सबसे पहले आता है हेल्थ, फिर आता है एजुकेशन, फिर आता है वुमेन एम्पावरमेंट. अरे पर वुमेन एम्पावरमेंट के साथ स्पोर्ट्स जाता है, हेल्थ के साथ डायरेक्टली जाता है, तो आप स्पोर्ट्स को क्यों नीचे छोड़ देते हैं? 1%, because sports is seen as in isolation. Sports मतलब a match. No, it is not that. Sports as a tool to social change. So the entire, and that is where advocacy matters. That is where you have to communicate, not only just communicate a message, but you have to communicate to ensure that it influences. And with the influencing of the policy decisions, the entire initiative is started. So we need very strong leadership of people with an analytical mind, of people who are able to assert influence, and we are getting the required support needed at the government end. Sunita, if we can have Paritosh, if he is able to unmute himself.
Yes, Mona, actually, I don't know what technical issue is.
Gaurav Chaudhary, we can have Gaurav, because then we have to also.
Yes. Because again, from technical team, he is like unmuted, but I don't know what is there is certain issue.
Fine. Yeah. Please go ahead with the other participants. We can have their views, and then we can just try to
Yes, we can call Gaurav. Right?
Gaurav Chaudhary is there. Yeah.
Yes, you want to share something. Yeah.
Yes, good evening.
First and foremost, good evening to everyone. Thank you, Sunita ma'am. Thank you, Mona ma'am. And thank you to all the great people you have on the panel. It's my honor to be there. I, as Mr. Nixon Joseph also said, he's done about 53 half marathons. I also have around 61 half marathons to my name till date. I've been trained by Dr. Sunita Godara, the Asian marathon queen, he was known as. And
torchbearer,
she's a torchbearer, and the kind of training, the kind of discipline, the kind of nutrition, or whatever you call for, she has it all. Means she's so scientific that even young people in India see as a mentor. Treat her as my mentor because she was the one who had brought me to the passion called running. I started my running career in 2004 since I know her. And it's been 18 years since, and I'm part of runs and initiatives where I've been part of volunteering also. I was part of the Commonwealth Games volunteering team, and I saw the entire opening and closing ceremony. That was my honor and privilege to be there representing the country doing the volunteering work at the Nehru Stadium, where the opening and closing was held. And we saw Prince Charles and other people, other high dignitaries coming there with the president unfurling the national flag, and then national anthem was played, which was something which was means out of the world. Means that nobody thought that this could have happened in India. So we have that kind of a willpower and the kind of support from each and every citizen of this country who can contribute, whether it is a bit or any proportion. So you have to have that willpower, then only you can do anything. And once that ceremony was held, everybody was amazed that how could India do it. So India had that in it. So we had, and everybody said we need to postpone this Commonwealth Games because India is not prepared and we are going to have a mess out of it. And believe me, 18 days what we worked at during the games, 4 days prior to the event, and after that event, and we received the appreciation from the topmost from the Commonwealth Games Federation president. He himself gave us the certificates, and the mementos were given to us for each and every volunteer. We were nearly we were selected from around 3 lakh people, and these kind of initiatives need to be taken. And what we suggested when the games were over, we suggested that since the infrastructure is already in place, why not host the Olympics? And why not make India a brand that India has that infrastructure, the resources, everything.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt you, Gaurav sir. We are just running short of time. We would have many discussions. In fact, for experience sharing, and from various events that are held in terms of Commonwealth Asian Games, and sharing it with the young generations when these workshops are organized as part of capacity building, we will have your respective contributions. Looking at the time, it is already 8:40, so we'll have a quick round of messages from the remaining participants, and then we can summarize and conclude. Humble request to all the participants is a format which has been circulated in the WhatsApp group. We need suggestions because there are certain reasons for which people come, associate, bless, and for certain reasons people have not been able to join. That is good enough. But tomorrow we are going to submit to Government of Gujarat few suggestions, in which individually, if you would like to put forward concrete suggestions in terms of the gaps that have been seen, may or may not have been discussed here, but based on your own research, observations as a sports person, as an educationist, kindly put it to us in the desired format, which is already available in the WhatsApp group. And these are the suggestions which will be forwarded to us. So kindly do not miss out on the important dimensions and developments that will be taking place. So please keep yourselves updated, and this will be submitted and will be taken up forward next week with Government of Gujarat at 1-to-1 level. So we have the views from the other.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Gaurav.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay, yes, Mona, we got message from Paritosh Ji. He's trying from his laptop, right? So let's wait for 1 or 2 minutes.
Meanwhile, we can have any other person who's yet to talk or share his views, and then we can quickly summarize. And Sanjay sir, if you are tight with time, sir, sir is waiting patiently, and that patience is also a very good skill. Learn from people. Just busy से easy होना सीखना हमें को मिलता है. आजकल सब busy हैं. And first thing we need to say is, I am easy, I am available. and it is the same 24 hours. Unko dekh ke mujhe to itna distance mentoring lagta hai that, you know, these are the kind of skills we need to have. This is the kind of the qualities and attributes we need to have in our personality. And to the benefit of those 8-9 participants who are here, sir has been mentoring us in a very good scientific study that we are doing in one of the organizations in Gujarat. And the kind of approach, the physical agility that he has, the scientific rigor and the temper that is there is worth appreciating and saluting, sir. Not only working under him, assisting him, but a lot of learning in terms of the, I would say, the sports mindset has, in terms of time, in terms of discipline, in terms of flawless execution of work, in terms of seeing that, you know, we appear ourselves, and the humbleness. Badlani ji, Sanjeev Mehta ji, now the head of Unilever. You know, there was an interview, because now he is the FICCI president here. He was sharing, there was a formal interview of the FICCI president, and who is also the Hindustan Unilever head, Mr. Sanjeev Mehta. And earlier he was with Union Carbide. He started his career with Union Carbide. I just tried to look into the interview that was going on. What appealed me to was, you know, this skill called ambition. He said, ambition is your ambitions and aspirations coupled with humility. And this ambition comes only when, you know, you have that age, maturity, experience. So the more you move up the Maslow hierarchy, the more grounded you are. And these are the kind of skills which helps in getting along with people, in terms of meeting our, you know, higher aspirations, in terms of success, achievement. So there is a lot of learnings that, sir, we are having just by your presence and the kind of contributions you make. Salutations to you, sir, for joining from a distance from US and sparing your time. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, that's wonderful, Mona, and thank you so much, Sanjay sir. And Mona, yeah, Paritosh ji is with us, right? So you can introduce him and let's take his viewpoints also.
So could you mute, sir? Sanjay sir wants to share something, is muted. So in case he wants to leave, then it is open for him. Yes, please. Sanjay sir, yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, so I'm Paritosh Sehgal. Thank you, Dr. Mona and Dr. Sunita and the rest of the members here. In fact, it was just a chance that through another acquaintance of mine that I got this post, and I got it at 7:15 just in time, so I was able to join, but I could not unmute because I was joining from my mobile. I don't know what was the problem. So thank you very much for the opportunity. I really find that this initiative seems to be very, very interesting and very exciting. What we have been doing for the last 4.5 years is we develop life skills and creativity in village children. And our focus is only village children, primarily because nearly 70% of...
Paritosh ji, can you come on the name again of the organization?
It's called Nav Sahyog, NAV SAHYOG. Nav Sahyog. Yeah, Nav Sahyog Foundation. So as per Education Ministry's statistics only, that there are nearly 70% of our school-going children are in villages. So that's really the reason we are focusing only on the village children. And what we do is we develop life skills and creativity in them by conducting sports, storytelling, creative activities, board games, and experiential learning. And we do this on a daily basis. So from Monday to Saturday, we conduct in each of the villages that we work in. Sports, yoga, meditation, running races, long jump, high jump. So it's a very low infrastructure, and it is easy to scale, easy to manage in the villages, the limited space that is there. And we do this, currently we are present in 160 villages across Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. And by God's grace, if everything goes well, our goal is to reach 2,000 villages by 2025-26.
Very nice, sir. Very commendable.
Thank you.
And sir, we look forward for your association in terms of, the projects that are taken up within village sports and rural community sports and the models which are working and which are worth replicating elsewhere.
Absolutely. Yeah, we would be very happy to do that. So kindly include me.
Yeah, sir, we will be adding. Sunita sir is added in the WhatsApp group. We take official notes, sir. And your acknowledgement यही कहा जाता है कि sir, energy होती है जिसको आना होता है, जिसका लिखा होता है कि these many people will be connecting the dots. So we have the people who are not a part of the mission with us, who are really wanting to do something, and God paves the way for those people. So you're one such of them. And thank you so much for this.
Thank you. And we are very
in spite
grateful.
of the mute unmute issue, you have been able to take a perspective, and I think this would be a model. Villages and grassroots levels will be really looking forward.
Oh, definitely. Thank you. And our objective is to reach out to every part, nook and corner of the country, and not only do it ourselves, but we'll be very happy to support and others replicating this model. We'll be very happy to do that.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing the insights. And sir, any literature and other things that you have, once you are added to the group, that forwarded to the sportscollaborative@gmail.com is the new email ID, which is the institutional email ID being followed for this collaborative. So we have.
I will send some details there, but a lot of our almost
the links could be shared, sir, so we can.
We have it on the website. So and we have the videos also on our YouTube channel. So I'll share all.
That's great, sir. Great to have you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, Sunita.
Yeah, Mona, I think we covered all right.
Okay.
Yes, last weekend.
So any Dr. Devendra Arora, Shashikant ji, have they been able to join? Dr. Jaggi?
Dr. Jaggi ji is with us, definitely.
Yeah, so we can have the comments and then we can have a wrap up. Yeah. We'll keep the WhatsApp group posted. Parinji, Badlani sir, now we need a very strong presence in terms of whatever time you can spare once you're back to India, and support this collaborative, because I feel the minds meet and the missionaries work, and the mission is just one. So again, lean on your dream and thrive like a green leaf is what I believe as an individual. I have no control over people and situations. Very strongly, I believe that. What I have control is only my territory. So if we are clear with our own territory, and if we are clear with the mission, we will find in every 10%, one person who will be wedded to the cause. And with this kind of an objective, our focus here is target 100, wherein we are requesting all the WhatsApp group torch bearers. We have very categorically and very specifically called them torch bearers, because we have to inspire others, motivate others who have the skill capacities to connect the dots, to bring the individuals together, institutions together, and work very closely with the government. So in resource persons capacity, as a consultant, advisor, for taking up our policy initiatives ahead with the government. So we look forward for your official participation. And since we will be supported and sponsored by Heart Foundation of Research Institute, and that is where I see all my leaning of the dreams being realized, having worked with him for last 2 years, and a massive support that they are giving as a funding organization. Very happy to share that not only Vasundhara Blessings Foundation, since I've been recognizing the efforts of such institutions, he has been supporting and has given consent to almost the 12 series that we will be having monthly of the Sports Collaborative, in terms of any administrative assistance, as well as all the support that is required to conduct such workshops. So sir, from the technical point of view, as the part of the advisory meet, we will be in small group, we will be in touch with you. Thank you again, sir, so much for your presence.
Yeah, yes, sure. I will contribute as much as I can.
Yeah, and Dr. Jaggi, if we can have the final remarks from your end, because we will be having all the WhatsApp updates in terms of the developments, because there has to be a forward integration. These meets would continue. We will have workshops being developed, announced on the group, but at the local levels, at the state level connects, we need people who can work with the same model, get citizens to come together, talk, debate, and continue with the initiatives, and not be disturbed by the results, with the kind of processes, but continue with the vision. And that is how we are seeing that right from last 1 year sustained efforts, which started on 29th of August, the Sports Day, before even completion of a year, there are remarkable results we have achieved already. We are able to connect with the Sports Authority of Gujarat. We are having the Vice Chancellor who says who's looking for knowledge partners, and a very strong advocacy group. So this is just 1% of the investment that we are making from our other schedule, either as a researcher, teacher, or a person who's working with several organizations. Same way, likewise for others. So if these are the kind of results we are looking at, if 10 people of such capacities come together, lot more can be achieved. Let us all be very formal. Let us, come together once in a month, interact, stay connected, and the right kind of input that is required in terms of contributions as resource persons will be communicated individually. So Dr. Jaggi, you can have the closing remarks as we thank all the participants.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mona, and congratulations to all of you. And so happy to see that, the people from the different part of the world are still connected, and some people like Professor Mr. Nixon and other people have to leave because other commitments. But yes, I think it is a great start, right? And as you rightly mentioned that that the mind meets, and what is that mind meets and mission achieved, right? Something like that. That's a great thing. So what I have done is I have noted down all the suggestions given by the wonderful the panelists, and what I'll do is I'll send you in a compiled form. So that
Please take your time.
If I
and
start...
sir, we will share the recordings also, so then we'll be able to pick up on what has been said, and it will be communicated. The point is, we want the WhatsApp group and the informal discussions to go hand in hand, because people who have for very genuine reasons not been able to join, but we want that that they be updated, they continue with their efforts in the second and the third meet, because the things here in terms of forward integrations might move a little faster, because the government is very progressive, very outward looking, and they would expect the sports collaborative suggestions. I had made a request that, sir, it should know in the bulk mails, our mails and our papers may be misplaced and all. He said, and these are the words I would like to share with the remaining 8 people. He said, Mr. Arjun Rana, he is the Vice Chancellor. His portfolio could be looked and researched by other people on the forum. Vice Chancellor Swarnim, Gujarat Sports University. He said, Mona, don't worry. I am a sports person. Feel free to approach. We shall work together. And these things have been lingering on my mind, that we are going to work together. And this is a lot of support, that is coming from the government ends. These are not things that, are easily established. So now is the link that we need to have at our own end. It is always the homework which needs to be done. So, we need to get back, put our things right, do first things first. There are so many things I want to leave, then I decide not to enter. Either lead, either follow, or get out of the way. This is what I believe. And if you are leading, you need to lead. If you're following, silently follow. We need followers also. The entire country is leading the nation, the Prime Minister of India, and things are just working. They look at the kind of support that we are seeing for the tourism sector, all because of the change in the mindset towards the Swachhata campaign.
Yes, you raised.
Yeah, he doesn't have a fetish to talk about the toilets and, the Swachhata ke bare mein jo baat kar rahe hain, but there is a change in the mindset because it has a heavy dependence on promoting the tourism industry. And with the kind of revolution that is brought about towards, clean India, towards Swachh India, that has leveraged the entire tourism sector. And it is the mindset change, whether at the national level, with their entire, right from doing away with the planning commission method to bringing a dynamic Niti Ayog. We are seeing transformational leadership at national. So these are the kind of initiatives we look forward. We look forward for dynamic people. Very fortunate to have Mr. Sehgal with us. And one such person associated with the mission is the humble expectation that we have. So we take acknowledgement and cognizance of all physically present, not physically present, but to continue with the mission. And again, over to Jaggi sir for the last, Sunita and Jaggi sir.
I will close it.
Having all the updates.
Yes. You have covered each and everything. So because time is already, we're already more than 2 hours. So I will send all the suggestions and documents. And thank you very much once again, all of you, especially the Dr. Sunita and Dr. Mona. And
thank you, sir. Thank you for your time and efforts.
Paritosh and Gaurav Chaudhary ji, thank you very much. And Nilesh ji and Paritosh ji and Amit Malik ji. So everybody.
Amit Malik, can we try once for a minute? Amit Malik, because he's not been able to connect. Would he like?
He is connected, but he's not able to.
Fine, sir.
Yeah. So anyway, so take care and have a great weekend.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much, Jaggi sir. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
Very nice.
Okay, Mona.
Yeah, bye.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Gaurav ji. Yeah, thank you, Gaurav ji.
Pleasure coming here. Thank you, ma'am.